You've come to beg on the door. Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod. We're back. We didn't get that 1-0 win against Spurs.
Nah.
Didn't happen, unfortunately.
It was almost as good as I could have expected, though.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to
It
lose.
was a lot like the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I thought we played even better than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Some people did say it was, even though we lost, it was one of the best performances of the season.
I kind of agree. Spurs are a quality team at the moment, aren't they? Not many sides are really putting up too much of a fight against them, but I thought we gave as good as we could have done.
We did. We gave it best.
But ultimately, bit of a shrug of the shoulder, another loss.
It was 3 at the back again.
Yeah, it worked. Well, it worked. We lost, but it worked as well as it could have done. As I expected against Tottenham at home. I don't know how to feel about this one. I said on my match day thing, despite the loss, I came away from the game feeling ever so slightly more optimistic than I did.
Yeah, like last time.
Ever so slightly. There's a nucleus of hope there. Tiny hope, but I think it's all going to boil down to next Monday.
Yeah.
Where we're going to roll out the inevitable cliche of must win.
Yeah, some people are picking up on this now, Craig, that every game is a must-win game.
But it's felt like that for half a year.
For the past 10 games.
Yeah. I mean, it's not must win until mathematically that's the game that decides, I suppose.
So the game did go, like I say, we frustrated them for a lot in the first half, I felt.
We did.
And the first chance that comes to my memory is Peter's out wide, did some good work, squared to Juve in the middle of the box, leant back, smashed it
Absolutely
over.
spooned it. What was it, 2-3 yards out, 5 if we're being kind, and
even though Juve scored, this was one of those games where you wonder if we'd have got a proper striker and some of the chances he had, you think?
Yeah, I think to be blunt, we would have done. I think it's frustrating that, like, I imagine Juve's on the agenda here as a talking point, and
yeah, he comes up later on a bit,
so I won't jump in it too much. But Juve's a weird character, Stoke, because he's very likeable. He's got a sort of like a mini sort of cult following. Not cult following, but you know what I mean. He's not.
We made a Christmas jumpers after him.
Well, we did, yeah. It's not everyone generally acknowledges that he's not exactly a world beater. He's not going to go down in a Stoke 11 by any means, but he is generally well liked. So
I think that's because he tries hard.
Yeah, he does try hard. So I'm always a tad reluctant to criticise him too much, but
someone else puts those chances away.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows what I'm thinking and what they're probably thinking, but he contributed quite heavily to our
Austin
loss.
Or I don't know, Glenn Murray or someone like that. They put those away.
And they're not world beaters.
They're not great.
Yeah, I'd say Juve was a reason for our loss on Saturday, which sounds a bit over the top, but I think that's fairly accurate. Even though he scored.
So not long after that, Son found himself clear through. Jack did pretty well. Made himself big.
Yeah.
Saved our bacon, as it's said. I think.
Yeah.
People say that still.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Saved a bacon. Spread himself in one of his best saves of the game, so to say. Because I thought that was a goal as soon as I saw Son clean through. I thought that's it.
Good save.
Screaming at my laptop. And we got to half time, and again it was a very similar feeling to Arsenal. It's like, right, hold on. Get a point. Maybe we could even sneak it at the end. We'd frustrated them. We looked solid.
Yeah.
And then, exactly the same as the Arsenal game, sort of. We came out, and not too long.
It's the 53rd minute,
something
like that.
53rd, 55 maybe. Dele Alli finds himself out wide, has the time and space to pick out Christian Eriksen, who's ghosted into the box, and who's just placed it into the opposite bottom corner. I think Jack was a bit unsighted, but there's nothing he could do about that goal.
I think there's a brief moment where we were kind of, I don't know, we were in the ascendancy a little bit. I think the crowd were getting behind the team. They thought, we can do this. And I think, inadvertently, it made a lot of the Stoke players probably step out of position just through that kind of the drive and the atmosphere of the crowd. They went for the ball and slightly lost concentration. When you look at the Eriksen goal, he's in so much space. I don't know where our team have gone.
Yeah,
but it's a massive lapse in concentration.
Dele Alli had time and space to just pick him out, wait for someone to come in.
Considering we're playing Tottenham, who are a top side, they should never be given space like that. But they were, and it was just a lapse in concentration. Oh, big time, yeah.
After that, a complete moment of madness by Hugo Lloris, who just booted it straight at Juve.
You know what? Whenever Stoke lose or draw, frustrating, I never watch the highlights because I'm too upset to watch it. So I've not watched it back. But my memory of it was a great ball, and it was just good. I struggled to remember it being a mistake from Lloris. It was more almost like Juve just closed it down quickly. I
He's
don't know.
He's cleared it, but he hasn't. He's just cleared it straight into Juve. He should have probably taken a touch round him or just a little pass off to the side, but he's booted it straight into the path of where Juve was coming.
Did Juve even shoot post that? I can't even remember now. He
Sorry?
Post the rebound off Juve.
Yeah.
Juve scrambled forward and just tapped it in.
So Juve, I think he got clattered in the head or face from Lloris booting it at him, and I think it might have even hit his hands. I'm not too sure. But anyway, he managed to keep his sight, turn and see the ball was right on his feet, and he's tapped it into the net.
Yeah.
After that, his celebration was literally falling to the floor, clutching his head because he'd been whacked by the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did tap it into an open net.
Yeah, but you've got to, that's typical Juve. Whenever he scores,
it's a
it's never a clean
typical
goal.
Juve goal. It's like he's stumbling about, or he's like fluffing it somehow, but it still goes in, or it comes off his knee or his thigh. Or
I want to give him praise because I think we might criticise him later on, but that was classic Juve, and that goal happened because of his persistence, determination.
He scores the ones where he doesn't need to think about it.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Give him too long.
He just charged.
Give him too long, and it's just it just doesn't happen. And then after that, of course, the bitter pill to swallow was Eriksen was out wide on the left with a free kick. Swings it in. Harry Kane's claiming since that he touched it, but it goes straight through and into the net. Jack didn't cover himself in glory with this one.
Not really.
It's again a Jack Butland not error. We can put it down.
I've not watched it again because, as I said, I don't like to watch Stoke defeats. You've probably seen it.
I've seen it
more than I have.
He comes out and he stops. He should either come out fists and he'd punch that straight off Harry Kane's head. Well, he didn't even touch his head, but instead he waits and then he's waiting for a touch off Harry Kane, a header in, but it never comes, so it just goes past him into the corner. Oh,
it's so frustrating. So you'll put that down as a Butland error?
I think he should have just come and punched it.
Which ironically he's doing too much of at the moment because he did that a few times.
He came and stopped, and then once he'd stopped, he's given the chance for anything to happen then. And Harry Kane is claiming it's touched his shoulder on the way through. He's even sworn his daughter's life in the news recently.
Chill out.
Tottenham want to investigate a Premier League investigation that it touched his shoulder because he wants that goal so badly to win the Premier League top scorer, but a bit desperate that.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to put it down to a Jack error.
I don't know. It's another one, isn't it? Jack's just not covering himself in glory at all at the moment.
He's really not.
And ironically, being the first to go.
Yeah. I don't think that. I think
his price must have tumbled a lot.
Yeah, I think he's devaluing himself, and I don't think he's going to be on the number one this summer anymore.
No chance. So I feel we'll do well to get 25 from now.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we'll still get 30 minimum.
Do you think?
Yeah, because he's young and English.
So.
But again, with all these errors that are happening, do these top clubs still want him? Liverpool, one of the rumoured places, Karius is now doing pretty well. He's got more clean sheets in Champions League than any other goalkeeper. Arsenal, they could still be a potential suitor. Obviously, Czechs had a wobble. I think they've started playing. I can't remember his name. That other goalkeeper in goal. Those are the two rumoured places. So maybe Arsenal's still on the cards, but Liverpool, I don't think they'd be in for him anymore. I don't think they'd have a reason to.
Yeah, someone will go for him.
And if they did, they're rumoured to go for Alisson at Roma instead. So you never know. Are these suitors still there for Jack?
I think he'll go.
Still
somewhere. I don't know where. But I just think something will occur that he'll go. He's still a good keeper somewhere in that, and then I think other teams will know that.
And then, of course, the last big chance really for me was when we were 4-on-1, breaking into the opposition's box. Mamadou Diouf breaking into the box. Dallies, waits too long, and then managed to somehow find it. He could have shot, he could have cut it back, it could have gone back post, and just squared it to the only Tottenham player in the box. And that was I nearly punched the fucking screen when I was watching it. I was so frustrated at that. I was so angry. I was so upset at that because I knew that was it then. I don't know. How hard do we go in on Diouf now? I feel bad, like I say, because it's like criticising Scholes. Sorry, not Scholes. Fucking hell, Coates.
Yeah,
you feel bad for doing it, but I suppose some people have sometimes just got to. He's just got to be honest.
He's not the best footballer, truth be told. His positive traits come from his effort, commitment, and endurance. But to be blunt, he's not the greatest footballer. If I'm totally honest, and this is why I mean, ignoring the fact that Berahino has been a tit this week again. This is why I persisted for so long with Berahino to play in my first 11 when I did my predicted 11s. Yes, he's unfit. Yeah, he's unreliable. He sounds like a bit of a dick, to be honest. But when we're up against the walls in relegation, I would have trusted Berahino to make them clever runs. He's a clever footballer, I can tell that. It's pretty obvious to me. And I think if you'd have played him long enough, he would have created that chance for you. I just saw that in his movement. I saw so much more in the way Berahino moved around the pitch than I ever did with Diouf. And I'm not saying... I know Diouf offers so much more, and he's a more likeable guy, and he's more deserving almost of the place. But when relegation's on the cards, I don't think you can piss about. I think that horse is bolted now, Berahino. I'm gone from starting him now. He's just... But that's why I would have persisted earlier on in the season.
Well, he was bombed to the under-23s midweek.
Yeah.
Before that game, because he turned up late for an under-23s game. It doesn't seem like he's even just trying anymore to be on time or to put the effort in.
Absolute washout. Absolute washout. I mean, how hard are we going on Diouf?
I think we've just said it all. He's never been the best finisher. He never will be. He scores the ones where he's got not too much time to think about it. That was a prime example.
Oh,
again.
He had acres. I could see his brain aching when he's running with it. Oh God, I had no hope to it. I saw the way that I think he was aiming for Crouch. I think he was aiming to do a ball behind the back of the defence. You could see the way he was shaping up. He's never going to hit that pass. Not in a million years he's going to hit Crouchy there, and he completely balls it up. I don't even know who he was going for in the end, to be honest.
I don't know what I think he was caught in three minds.
Yeah,
he shoot.
He just panicked and he just passed it, hoping to God it would go vaguely towards a Stoke player, and it didn't happen. And that was one of the most angry I've been this season. I was with you.
I was
furious.
I was raging.
I was furious.
Raging. True Geordie and Lawrence will tell you, because we were just gearing up for the kick-off show that I do with work.
Yeah.
And I literally got my laptop watching the game, and they've never seen me like that. Literally swearing at the screen, and then throwing it across the room. It was disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
To say the least.
We had the Shaq chance as well, which hit the bar.
Yeah, the Shaq chance. Free kick, was it? Free kick?
Yeah. We should have drawn. I hope I'm not looking at a Stoke tinted glasses. I think we should have drawn that. We played really
the chances.
Well. Really well.
We had the chances to draw.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, it was another gutting result. But as we say, even though we've lost, it was a sort of positive performance.
Like I say, I feel more positive ever so slightly now than I did at the morning of that game.
And there was also, you'd probably been joining in, I'd guess, but the chorus at the end as well. Everyone singing "We Love You City."
Yeah, no, it was the best atmosphere I've seen for a long time as well, and it was weird. It was almost like this deflated acceptance, but well played anyway, lads. It was such a weird sort of vibe at the end of the game, and I hope I've not misjudged that atmosphere and been too defeatist about it. But I don't know. It was this sombre acceptance almost, but we're trying anyway. Sort of vibe at the end of the game. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a kind of a turning of a corner, a very late corner at that.
Sort of a rallying cry.
Very late corner, but I hope it's that.
Lambert said about that, he said, "I've been in the game a long time, and there's not many times I've come away seeing that reception after the game. It was just staggering." So yeah, obviously, if he said that, and he's like I say, he's been in the game a long time, hopefully it can do something to the players. Maybe a rallying cry, show them that we still care, we still support them, even though it does look pretty bleak. And hopefully it can ignite something in them. Yeah, hopefully.
I just sigh. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get onto it. But best players of the game.
Ndiaye.
Ndiaye's best so far, I think.
Coming off the back of that good performance against Arsenal as well. He's all. I mean, I wasn't sure really. It's difficult to judge a player so early, but that was the game for. Yeah,
and this is also coming off the back of reports last week that he was ready to jump ship
if he get relegated, which would be a massive shame. He was brilliant.
I think they were saying that he'd regretted the move. There was two, Photomac and I can't remember what the other one was, but two places in Turkey said that he was regretting his decision to join Stoke and he'll be looking to leave, go back to Fenerbahce, be ready to Galatasaray, sorry, be ready to buy him back if we did go down.
I think that'd be daft move for him. He's in the Premiership spotlight now. I think he'd get a place.
No, I thought he was great at the weekend. Tenacious.
Yeah, I'm not quite dominated, but he certainly put up a very good performance against an amazing
a good Spurs midfield. Dembele as well, who was pretty good.
Yeah, he did play well. Yeah, Joe Allen was really good as well.
Them two in the midfield, yeah, they're great.
It's so frustrating. That's what's so frustrating about the Spurs game. I looked at the performance from right through the 11. We've got a good squad now. Butler, for all his faults, he's still a good keeper. The back three looks solid. Bauer is class. Ndiaye is brilliant. Allen's brilliant. We know what Shaq can do. Ramadan, I thought, had a good game. I thought defensively he played well and he was solid where he needed to be. I mean, in this case, it was literally the striker that let us down. I think on paper it's so frustrating now. We've got such not such a good first 11, but something that should not be anywhere near.
Nowhere near the bottom.
Not now. Not what I saw on Saturday.
Yeah.
That is what's so. If we were just shit like West Brom, we'd had a bad season, we'd not performed, etc., and the squad wasn't great, you'd almost accept it. But this was all avoidable. When you look at that team, that first 11 we put out the other day, that shouldn't be near the bottom three at all.
So worst performers, I think we're going to have to put Juve in there.
Yeah, number one. He missed a great chance. He completely ballsed up a second opportunity.
And I think we'll just give him that award. I'd probably throw Jack close to that just because of the mistake for the second goal as well.
Yeah.
Man of the match, Ndiaye.
Definitely. He's brilliant.
Easily.
He's brilliant.
I've got a question for you. You probably received one because I don't have a season ticket because I have to travel back and miss a load of games. I even had the circumstance a season ago where I brought a half-season ticket and only managed to make it back for one game because...
Did you? Money well spent.
Yeah, money well spent because of work and other things. But a letter went out. Did you have it?
I did.
You had it. So I'm going to read it out quickly for everyone from Peter Coates. And he said, I think this went out to season ticket holders and people who haven't renewed yet.
Yeah.
There's no escaping the fact it's been a desperately disappointing campaign by the standards we have set ourselves since being promoted to the Premier League in 2008, but we have 6 games remaining to shape our immediate destiny. My family and I share your disappointment and feel the pain of losing as intensely as anyone who holds Stoke City close to their hearts. However, please make no mistake that we remain as committed as ever. At times like this, it's easy to lose sight of what we achieved over the last decade and concentrate purely on the here and now. However, I'm proud to we have helped build a fantastic club I believe is well equipped for whatever the future holds. Throughout our time in the Premier League, we've made a habit of confounding expectations. We thrive when our backs are against the wall, and I have no doubt that spirit will come to the fore again, starting against Tottenham on Saturday. There are still 18 points to play for, and I retain the strong belief that Paul Lambert and the players are capable of plotting a course to safety with your help, of course. The one constant throughout this campaign has once again been the superb backing that the team have had both at the Bet365 Stadium, where the attendance record has been broken on no fewer than 5 occasions, and on our travels. It made me enormously proud as chairman of the club to see more than 30,000 inside the Bet365 Stadium for the first time in the stadium's history. For our recent game against Everton, that just served to underline to me how passionate and loyal our supporters are. In my opinion, it's what set you apart from the fans of so many other clubs. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank those of you who've already renewed your season card, and renew again, please.
What's your thoughts on the letter?
There's a lot of the sort of Mark Hughes pointing back to the glory days and why we've been in the league so long. More about what's happening now.
Because it
was a decent letter though.
My post box is like away from my house. I didn't get it till a good week after because I'm lazy. I didn't check my post box, but I read on the the message boards and all the rest of it that it come in for quite a lot of criticism. The letter did, saying it's a bit short sighted. It wasn't really acknowledging the failures, etc., etc.
Yeah, no.
When I read it last night, because it was literally last night I read it, I completely opposed them views, and it kind of upset me a little bit because I read Peter Coates, if nothing else. He's a fan of Stoke City like us, like the next, fan that you sit next to the ground or whatever. And you could almost detect his, bit dramatic, but the pain and how upset he was at going potentially down. He's invested so much money, millions upon millions upon millions into his club. And reading that letter, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. It really did. I thought, I don't know how that can get criticism. He's just trying to rally the club for one big push to save us. I don't know why fans are criticising that. What do they want to do? Say, we fucked up, we did this. It's happened now. I think it was a justified letter. I understand why he sent it. And, I don't know, get over it. What good is it?
No, it is an emotional, so to say, and thoughtful letter to send. It doesn't automatically forgive them for everything that they've done and the short-sightedness they might have had with some of the things.
The last person that needs forgiving, so to speak, is Peter Coates. I've been through this before where people kind of say, can we criticise the chairman? Yeah, of course we can. But people make mistakes. He's given us far more than we could have ever dreamed of.
Agreed.
For what he's messed up with, inverted commas.
Agreed. To play devil's advocate though, if you are a fan of the club and you care about it so much, why don't you pump some more money in? Why haven't we brought a striker? Why have we been penny pinching for all these years?
I mean, you could quickly, come back to the argument and say, well, he's put hundreds of millions into the club. Who am I to say?
But it's a profitable.
20 million.
I'm still playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I know.
It's a profitable business. So
only just. I mean, what do we make? We make like $1 million or $2 million a year.
It's more than that. It's good.
Our net's not that great, I don't think. I mean, I think it's
better than $1 million or $2 million.
But either way, I really struggle. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe this is the way I'm made up a little bit. I really struggle to kind of have any criticisms of Coates. I really do. Okay. We've been Championship League 1 for him. Yeah, he made a mistake. I'm not ignoring that. He should have got rid of Hughes a lot earlier. But I made that mistake as well. I've said on this podcast several times. I would have kept him almost as long as they kept him.
I think more of the blame lies with Scholes.
Yeah. Scholes, Cartwright, recruitment, Hughes. They're the 4 kind of different areas where we've messed up on. You have to keep going well down this list of reasons why we might go down before I get to Peter Coates.
Okay.
I really do. Recruitment's number 1. The spine of the team, we had 50 million, we completely ballsed it up. Mbula, Vimmer, Barina.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Coatesy, I don't know, he's a legend to Stoke, isn't he? I might get criticism for that. I think
some people. I think a lot of people have too, Craig. I think
that's fine. I've seen us in League 1 under the Icelanders and all that, and it was horrendous.
Yeah.
I had a decade in the Premiership because of Coates, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, there was the days when people were protesting against Coates when he first came around, and look what happened.
I remember I was at that Birmingham game we lost 7-0. There's a pitch invasion. It's horrendous, and his first stint.
People trying to get into the boardroom.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was shite, obviously, but for the recent history, yeah, we might go down. But there's been a lot of positive this last 10 years.
We never know.
Yeah.
I think I personally, I think it could be Coates' time to maybe move on. I'm glad for everything he's done. I think it could be his time to give it to his son or someone else. Just because, how the state we're in, and so how obliviously obvious it was to a lot of other people that way we were heading.
Apart from me.
The
thing is, another quick thing on this one is, how do you know that John Coates isn't as involved as we assume he's not at the moment?
He hasn't got an official role at the club.
I bet he's pulling the strings more than we kind of acknowledge it for. He must be.
Not sure.
It's not like if he was there, all be rosy. I reckon we'd be in the same sort of vague position. And Peter Coates wouldn't completely step away.
No. Of course we don't know. Let us know. Tweet us in what your thoughts on that discussion about Coates. Is he deserving of blame? Do you think he's not deserving of blame? It lies with other people. Let us know.
I know you want to move on now. This is what I keep going back to. He is part of the reason we might go down, is Peter Coates.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lay into him because of what he has brought. I'll say Coates messed up. He should have got rid of Hughes earlier. I'm not saying he's free from blame at all. That's not my point. I'm not being ignorant to that and burying my head saying all's well. It's not. But I'll never get to the point where I'll really lay into Coates. I just don't think he's done enough wrong to justify any true hate.
What if he came out and said, Craig Beresford, you're not allowed to come to games anymore?
I'd be raging. Go on the Vale, wouldn't I, instead?
Another story that you pointed out, I hadn't actually seen it, but I've looked at it since, is the news that potentially the Oak Cape could end.
I know, going down's bad enough.
I mean, I remember
that breaks my heart. That
we did a podcast with Martin Smith at the start of last season.
I missed that one.
You missed that,
great.
But me and Ben did it.
Yeah,
and he was on about it then.
Yeah,
about how it's a lot of work, and it takes so much effort to put in. It's been going for 20 odd.
92, I think we started. 91, 92, something like that.
5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
It'd be a real Stoke tradition gone down the pan if it did. If it did go on, I'd be gutted to lose it. I always get it on a match day whenever I go.
I love it. I mean, I don't know the reasoning for it. I mean, it's financial, obviously, but I don't assume they're still selling them well. We've been in the Prem now for 10 years. Crowds of 27 minimum average. I'd have assumed that the sales would have gone up, but obviously
maybe they're not.
I mean, I don't.
Maybe they're not marketing it right. I don't know.
You should get on board.
Do they want to point in a hand?
I think maybe it is that. I don't know, but and
obviously the message board, alive as ever. They own that.
Yeah, I know.
God knows. Maybe they're just not monetizing it right.
Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, the fact it's going is really gutting. I've been reading that for as long as I remember. I got into it with the Centrefold cartoon thing, Hard Bastard. I saw them. I loved all that sort of stuff, and I'll be gutted when it goes. Absolutely gutted. I mean, I'm not getting a programme. Just was like propaganda.
You'd buy a programme.
Just propaganda, isn't it? But the OK is a true mag. I absolutely love it. It's part of the matchday experience. And yeah, when it goes, I'll be absolutely gutted. If there's any way they can keep it going.
If Martin or anyone's listening, gives a shout. If we can help at all, I don't know. Maybe we can help.
I'd love to push the OK. I think it's a Stoke institution. It's part of matchday. It's a big deal for
Martin's son Perry, maybe he might be interested in keeping it alive. God knows. I'm not sure how much work goes into it and how much time it takes up, but
enough, obviously.
Yeah, give us a shout. We wouldn't like to see the Oatcake go anywhere.
I know, but if and when it does go, I'd just like to say thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's made
Cheers for all the memories.
Stoke so fantastic at the games of that.
The one that comes to my mind, which I think Martin mentioned on the pod as well, was the suicide bells.
All right, yeah.
Can you remember that?
Yeah.
That was brilliant. You would not get away with that nowadays.
No chance.
Not a
Or maybe you would in a
chance.
fanzine. Stoke fans, I think, could be
Maybe, yeah.
understanding of the context of that joke.
I don't know. You know what the world's like these
Yeah,
days.
maybe.
But yeah, give us a shout, anyone from the Oatcake, if you're listening, because we don't want to see you go.
No.
Other note was yesterday's golf day. Let's reward the players. You know, they've been so brilliant. Let's give them a golf day down at Trentham Golf Club. Let them have...
I did instantly, when I saw the kind of pictures on the website pop up of them playing golf, my first thought was annoyed. We're probably going down, and they're all doing golf. But then I thought, no, come on, team building. We had a good rousing performance against Spurs. Maybe this is what we need to help us go over the line. Don't know. But what justified the decision was that pitch of Crouchy
with a really
putting.
small putter.
When I say small putter, I
It's
assume
probably a
average
normal size, yeah.
putter. If you've not seen the picture of Crouchy putting, you need to check it out now because it's the best
funny.
thing I've ever seen. It's
funny.
phenomenal. He's an absolute legend.
I saw it and I didn't know where I stood on it. I was quite wary that it only went out, the images about it at first only went out on the Stoke Instagram story, which is quite away from Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
But then they have put some highlights up today on the Twitter, and it's come under a little bit of flack. I suppose it's an annual thing, whether we've been shite or not, it's always been there.
Yeah, and who knows, I like to think it's a bit of a team bonding thing if I'm thinking of the wider picture.
Even though I could name some notable people who weren't there.
Go on.
Well, your Hesses, your there was a fair few.
Was there?
Yeah, your Berrahinos, I think.
I think if we're staying up, it won't be because of Berrahinos and Hesses and all them sorts. So fine, they'd have to turn up for me.
Right, let's get on to the people's questions. Jay Cole says, what did you make of WrestleMania? I thought it wasn't the best except the odd match.
WrestleMania?
Grow up, Jake.
I've not seen WrestleMania since I was about 12.
Grow up, Jake. It's like Corrie, but for, I would say adults, but...
It's not. Teenagers, I think.
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah, it's shite, isn't it?
Tom Sussex Stokey says, are we going down because we tried to bring a new manager in on the cheap?
I'd love to know the reasons why Flores never came, or Martin O'Neill for that matter. But it's weird with Lambert. You look at his record, and on paper it's poor.
Yeah.
One win since he's been here, but I still feel there's enough there to suggest to me that he's doing the right things, and maybe the mess was bigger than we thought. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I heard a story, I can't remember who told me, but apparently the Flores deal all went tits up because it got leaked to the media too soon and it put the shitters up at Espanyol and Sanchez Flores.
Did it? I heard another rumour. These both could be bullshit, obviously, but
Yeah,
another one that he
course.
wanted to bring 3 or 4 players from Espanyol with him, but the board weren't willing to put the money in to bring the players
Yeah,
over.
there's a couple of
I mean,
different
I
things
don't
like
know.
that. Jack Clowes says odds on Craig saying West Ham is a must-win game 27 times.
I've already said it, haven't I? But
You've already said it. Take
is.
it off on your Bear Pit Pod bingo. Scratch that card off. Craig said it.
I was thinking about this on the way here, and
What about you say that? Mate?
yeah, let me just explain myself. So, when I say must-win game, it's obviously horseshit because it's not literally a must-win game because we've not gone down the amount of times I've said it and we have lost. In relation to the West Ham game, when I say must-win game, I think there's been several times. The Everton game, for example, we lost, and I actually started to think, I think we might go down. But I retained a tiny glimmer of hope we might still. There's enough points to play for. But if we do lose to West Ham, I think my hope officially goes. I've resigned myself then.
Yeah.
When we lost to Everton, I thought we're probably going to go down. But I've got hope still within me. If we lose to West Ham, my hope goes.
West Ham's massive.
Someone
it's a
says it's a
must-win.
must-win game. Yeah.
Nathan says favourite TV series. Mine would be The Walking Dead.
I always want time to plan for this sort of question. Favourite TV series?
When I said mine would be The Walking Dead, that was Nathan. Mine would be Game of Thrones. Easy.
Bollocks. I don't know.
Breaking Bad or
I've watched
something
Breaking
like
Bad. It was alright. I find box sets a bit. You put so many hours into them.
Yeah.
The final episode finishes, the credits roll, and I kind of go, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? I've just invested 200 hours in this. I'm no better off as a person. I don't know.
Well, the Game of Thrones is mine.
WrestleMania.
Hands down, WrestleMania.
My favourite, yeah.
Mine's Game of Thrones. Jack at Stoke 665 said, could Juve hit a barn door with a baseball bat?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be some miss.
That would be a miss,
That'd be
yeah.
some miss. Stokey Staffs or GIF says, if that absolute fraud Hughes manages to keep Southampton up, will it finish you off, so to speak?
Oh, yeah, that's a
Not that kind of finish you off, just kill you, sort of thing.
That's true. I thought that several times. That will kill me now. If he stays up and he's managing the Prem next
imagine
year.
he goes and gets the FA Cup final or something. And
Wins it. Oh, God,
Jesus.
yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah, Stokey Staffs, that would finish me off. I'd top myself.
What was the thing he came out in the press and said? That they weren't fit enough. Southampton weren't fit
Something
enough.
like that. After the state he left out.
Yeah. I mean, smoking and drinking on the training site and pissing about.
Archie Bennett says Oasis or Blur.
I never really got this whole thing they had to choose one. But I mean, I prefer
They
Oasis.
don't like each other, do they?
No, I get that, but it's like you had to pick a camp. I prefer Oasis slightly, but I think Blur are a great band still. So Oasis, but I've got nothing against Blur.
Scott says, do you think we would still be in the same situation if we ended up with Kike Sanchez-Flores or Rowett? That's different.
I don't know.
Difficult.
I struggle with those questions.
We're not missed it. Mate.
I don't know.
We really don't know.
It doesn't matter now.
Tom Latham, on TV show related again. Tom Latham says, does Craig Beresford watch Homeland? If not, Elliot, have a word.
I've heard of Homelands.
So you don't watch it?
But I don't watch it. I don't really.
God's sake.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, get on it.
What's it on? What's it say? Netflix?
Like I don't know.
Sky.
4OD.
4AD.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a guy who's comes as a war hero and they bring him back to the US, but they don't know if he's a terrorist or not.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, sounds alright.
Dan something. Can't remember his name. He's the actor in it.
Lieutenant Dan.
Damian Lewis. There we go. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I was going to say Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's a coup, innit?
Andrew Corden says, Mr. Positive here. Do you still think we have a chance? I do. Craig has
I've still got hope.
said. Still got a little bit of hope. Gareth OK Keita says positives have been relegated. Some good away days.
There's some very decent local away days. I live in West London, so I've got QPR on my doorstep, Fulham, Brentford, Reading kind of's up the road if they don't go up. And
then you've got some local back to Stoke potentially. You've got your Villa. You've got
West Brom.
West Brom.
Definitely not Wolves.
Wolves won't be.
Not much, to be honest.
We might win some games. That's a positive.
Yeah, I mean,
you say you have this amazing season, smashing teams, straight back up, get to celebrate a promotion. Yeah, that is a positive.
If we could do what Wolves did, it'd be phenomenal. Just to take the piss out of the league, but I mean, it's such a big ask. It's no guarantee at all.
On that note as well, positives. I've had this idea the other day, and I thought if we do go down, I might get like a bar or somewhere in Stoke and have not a relegation party celebrating that we were down, but like celebrating that we could come straight back up, or the positives, and rent a bar, invite everyone, just all get pissed.
I'm up for that. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, let us know if you'd like to do that. Or go get drunk somewhere.
Well, famously, when we went down in 91, 92, just before I was only 5, 6 at the time, but there's a relegation party at Brighton, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think I'm the right thing, but that's gone down in kind of
1 year old
history a little bit. It's quite a famous kind of little party, so maybe we could recreate that.
Potentially. Let me see. Right, that's the questions for for Twitter. Let's have a look at the Facebook. Lee Davies says, any chance you can ask Coates and Co to send a proper letter out of an apology for letting us fans down for the last 18 months and actually holding some hands up and saying we actually got it wrong? The fans would appreciate it more. See where it's coming from? Maybe a little bit of honesty.
I do. We've been over that a little bit. I don't do it in the summer if he wants to do that. There's no good in doing that now.
Yeah,
who cares? What's the point?
Joshua Mason says, personally, I'd give Campbell a run till the end of the season. Would you agree, or prefer another frontman? He looked way better this weekend.
Yeah, he looked all right
than the Leicester game.
Before I do my first time for West Ham, I think there's a reasonable chance I'd go with him over Juve, because I just do not trust Juve to do it when it really counts. I think I think chuck him on more as a sub if nothing else. Look good.
Yeah. Aaron Goodwin, top work on the podcast, fellas. Really enjoy the weekly dose. Cheers, Aaron. He says, who from our current squad makes the starting 11 on the first day of next season, regardless of which league? I think we've done this a couple of times before, but...
It depends who's here. Do we just exclude Butler and Alan Shaqiri?
I'd say Shawcross, Bauer, Bruno, Peters, he'll still be here, no one's buying him.
Yeah.
Allen and Dye maybe, unless he's got a relegation clause.
Campbell, Juve, Berahino.
Maybe a Jeff Cameron.
Jeff Cameron, I think he'll stay.
Juve, definitely.
Yeah, but I don't
Crouch.
I don't know what Crouch will do.
It depends what we do. Yeah,
I don't know what Crouch will do. I think Crouch might stay because he's right in the twilight of his career, and I think he the thought of maybe having a promotion in his late career would be real kind of tempting for him. One last kind of hurrah, a bit of a push, a bit of celebration.
Owen Bloor says, what was the original beef we had with Danny Rose?
I can't remember now.
I can't.
It was, I think it was...
Was it a Charlie Adam tackle?
No, that was on Gareth Bale, I think, years ago. I honestly can't remember, but I remember it was several years ago. He was getting that much stick, he was subbed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he couldn't handle the crowd at Britannia at the
Britannia.
time. I don't know, but it's funny.
Yeah,
It's good
we
to
don't
see.
forget, put it that way.
And I think that
well,
helped.
we forget what it was like, but as
Yeah.
fans we don't forget.
Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't matter now. It's funny because I think that really helped to kind of galvanise the atmosphere against Spurs. I think that was a
definitely.
big factor.
Definitely.
And we needed it.
We needed it.
Yeah.
It worked.
I don't know. Does anybody actually know what the reason was? Because I've forgotten now. I don't know.
Matt Bennett says, Craig, if you don't pay an exorcist for their services, do you get repossessed?
If you don't pay the excess for their services, yeah, you do. You get possessed.
Stephen
yeah.
Hubbard asks about a game completely nothing to do with Stoke. Will Man City turn it around tonight, and who do you think will win the Champions League? I think Man City will win the game tonight, but Liverpool will score one and still go through. You know,
Yeah.
they only need one
Yeah,
for
I
an away
agree.
goals.
You can't look much further
And to
down,
win the
can you?
Champions League, I can't look past Barca. I think it's Messi's year.
So Ronaldo's just tearing it up in it at the moment. So I think
He is, but
be
if
Ronnie.
it's an El Clasico final,
that'll be amazing. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll know by Friday anyway. Next week, this podcast will go out. We'll tell you because we'll know the semi-finals. Sean Stubbs says Campbell's contract is up soon. Should we be getting him signed up?
I think we should.
Definitely.
I think it'd be good in the
It'd be a
Championship.
great prospect for the
Premiership.
Championship if we do go down.
Yeah.
And lastly, Martin Batcher says, what song gets you most excited for a Stoke match? Is this crowd song or as in a song before you're at the game?
I don't know. The song that springs to mind for me, and it's on the face of it, not the sort of song that will get anybody up for anything because of its title and nature, but Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve was the first song I heard at the Brit when we moved in. I think we played Rochdale in the Cup. It was the first ever official game at the Brit. And as I came out of the kind of concourse into the ground, that was playing. Whenever I hear that, I think of Stoke.
Yeah, I think of the one.
Eminem.
Yeah, it's like it is. I couldn't
It's
think
Lose
of it.
Yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
The stuff we did before we come out, yeah.
Yeah, that. If I hear that someone else, I think,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for a Stoke match.
Yeah. Well, we played a Fatboy Slim right here, right now.
Yeah.
At the weekend, it was a bit weird. But
Did it?
yeah, but when they come out at half time, yeah.
I was trying to think of another one. There's another one that obviously it's Delilah wherever Tom Jones comes on,
Yeah.
but I think that one, Eminem Lose Yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're speaking about songs at the game, which makes me most excited, is Bread, and at Christmas time, Pints of Bass.
Yeah.
They're my favourites.
It's good, isn't it?
They're my favourites. That was the questions. Favourite of the week?
I forgot. Oh God! For the first set you asked, all about Hughes.
Would we top ourselves?
It just provoked anger in me.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Same. So next up, West Ham, Monday Night Football next week.
Massive. I'm not going to say
game.
it, but it is.
Massive.
It is.
It's a must-win, Craig.
It's such a big game, isn't it? I mean, it feels not quite as big as others purely because I think we're almost too far gone now. Everton felt bigger in a way because it might turn out to be irrelevant. But God, it is huge, isn't it? Though
It's a bit like a bonus.
we'll be there.
Craig's messed up, everyone. Craig's fucked up because
I'm with the fans.
I'm in the prawn sandwich brigade. I've got a box through work, and Craig completely forgot, booked his tickets with his mate, and now he's in with the fans. So he's using it as an excuse. I'm in with the fans. I'm a real fan.
I turned it down. I didn't want to be in the corporate prawn sandwich. I wanted to be with the fans in the
Yeah,
fight.
you don't want
Thick of it.
you don't want a 3-course meal and free ale.
Yeah.
Of course,
Could you save me some food though for after?
What do you want me to
Smuggle a bit
bring
out
like
of
a
it?
roast chicken dinner out?
You could, yeah. Just put it in your bag or
I'll
something.
try and throw it to you.
Yeah,
From the box.
Either way, we'll both be there in our respective vantage points.
We're not snipering people, Craig. Vantage points.
Yeah, it could be a massacre though. I've got a bad feeling Arnie's going to be a dickhead.
Oh yeah, I thought about this the other day.
He's probably thought, I could really fuck
And
Stoke
they're in
over.
form. They just drew 1-1 against Chelsea
Yeah.
at the weekend. Arnie played well, set up the goal. Hernandez scored, I think, for them.
It's a because this could be the one that really cements their kind of place in the league. I think if they win that, I don't think West Ham are going down. But if they win that, I think it'll almost rubber stamp that.
No, I think
they'll know that. Arnie will know that. Whilst at the same time, King was in the balls.
If the Southampton game's anything to go by, where he absolutely put Hughes to the sword, then this will be exactly the same.
Yeah. What's your gut? Tell you.
don't know. I think it'll be a draw. I just think it'll be a 1-1, and it doesn't do anything for us really.
By our fingernails if we draw. I'd like to think the Spurs performance has kind of provoked some sort of
Something else.
just slightly. A win would be just
We can
phenomenal,
hope.
wouldn't it? But then the worrying thing is, because we're on a Monday night, if results go against us, we could be 7
even
points,
further adrift.
something daft like that adrift. It could look a bit kind of ominous come the West Ham game. I forget who's got who, but I think 2 of the 3 or 4 that are down there have got reasonably winnable games. No, I don't know. It's difficult to say how big this game is now until the weekend. If everyone wins or performs well, it could look a bit dodgy anyway.
Yeah, so the fixtures for this weekend: Palace are at home to Brighton. That's a big one. Huddersfield got Watford.
Home
Southampton have got Chelsea at home.
Where
Huddersfield are at home. And then West Brom already gone. So yeah.
So Huddersfield are at home against a winnable side. Watford.
Palace
at
at home
home
to
against a
Brighton.
winnable side. Brighton.
Southampton, Chelsea. Obviously, we play West Ham, and the rest of the teams are out of it. Really.
Oh, I don't know. You know what? What I keep trying to do is ignore other people's kind of things. If we win 3-4, I think we'll be in a fight. That's all you can kind of go off. You can't really focus too much on other performances and results, can you?
Pretty much. So
I'm going to say we're going to win.
You're going to say a win.
Yeah, why not?
So we'll both be at the game. Hopefully, we can get something. Hopefully, a win. But there will be a podcast the day after because it's a Monday night. So next Tuesday, expect our pod reacting to that Monday night game. That has been the Bear Pit Pod. Go like wherever you are listening: YouTube, Acast, SoundCloud, iTunes, wherever you are. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. It always helps. Subscribe wherever you're watching or listening if you haven't already. We'll see you next week.